Hello bookworms, it's Nikki and I'm here today with the first year at Hogwarts tag, which I'm really excited for. I was tagged by Vivi and I'm going to leave a link to her channel down below as well as a link to the original video. Thank you so much for tagging me. I'm really excited you did because this tag seems like a lot of fun and I really wanted to do it. So let's get started. I have got the questions written down here in my terrible handwriting, just because some of them are kind of long and I wasn't going to memorize them. So question number 1 is, after receiving your Hogwarts letter, you and your family head to Diagon Alley. Which shop is the first to catch your attention? I think I would have to say Ollivanders. I would just be so excited to get my own wand. I just feel like that would be one of the things that just really makes it real to me. And also, I always found it really fascinating and cool that the wand chooses the wizard or witch and not the other way around. And it just seems like something so deeply personal, and I'm really into stuff like that. So I just think that that would be the place that I was like, I have to go there first. So question number 2 is, after rereading your letter, you see that you may bring a cat, owl, or toad with you to school. Which do you bring and what do you name them? So I would be tempted to say cat because I have 2 cats and I love my cats and I love cats in general. And I know a lot of people say that they're not like sweet or affectionate, but it really depends on the cat. My boy cat Alucard is like a cuddle slut, and I'm surprised he's not on me right now because most of the time if I'm sitting down, that cat is like on top of me. If you follow me on any of the social medias, like especially Instagram, you've seen tons of pictures of him because he is like constantly around me. Like, he's not on me right now, but I can see him just kind of like hanging out right by me. He's very much like a mama's boy. And my other cat, while she's not like always on me, she is like super affectionate, and I've tended to have like really affectionate cats. So I guess my whole point is cats are affectionate. You just have to meet the right cat. But all that whole little cat person ramble aside, even though I'd be tempted to say cat, I almost feel like for practicality's sake, I would say an owl, just because it, like I said, it's really practical. Like, that is how letters and stuff are sent and received. Like, that's kind of a big method of communication. And I know that Hogwarts has school owls, but if I'm remembering correctly in the books, like, they're not as reliable. I could totally be making that up, but I think I remember something about that. And I just think that it would be cool to have my own owl, and if I brought an owl, I would name it Dahlia. Question number 3. You arrive at King's Cross Station knowing absolutely no one. Once you board the Hogwarts Express, you are faced with 3 options of where to sit. Okay, so option 1 is in a compartment by yourself, and you can double check you have everything. Tempting. B, in a compartment with 4 to 5 others who appear to be trading cards. Or C, in a compartment right down at the end where a lone witch or wizard sits. I do tend to get like social anxiety, but I also like people, and so I'm constantly challenging my own social anxiety. I feel like what I would probably do is the last one, where it was a compartment down at the end with just one lone witch or wizard. I feel like I'd be too intimidated to insert myself into the group of 4 or 5 who are already engaged in an activity that I'm also unfamiliar with at this time. But I would still not want to be just like by myself. So I feel like the lone witch or wizard would be something that's appropriate for me. Speak of the devil, I was just talking about you. You heard me talking about you. Yeah. Anyway, on to question 4. So you arrive at Hogwarts and are sorted into a house. which house are you sorted into? I recently took the Pottermore quiz for the first time. I had honestly throughout my life kind of gone and bounced around between what house I thought I was in, but according to the Pottermore sorting quiz, I am a Slytherin. Question number 5. You are given your timetable, which contains the following classes. Which one are you most looking forward to? And the classes are Transfiguration, Charms, Potions, History of Magic, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Astronomy, Herbology, and Flying. This one's a toss-up. I think I would be... there's two that I feel like I'd be super excited for very different reasons. And I honestly really can't decide which one I'd be more excited for, and those are Defense Against the Dark Arts and History of Magic. Defense Against the Dark Arts I just think would be a really cool class. I feel like that was always one of the classes that was most interesting to me to read about in the books. I just think that as a new Hogwarts student, that'd be something that I'd be like, oh, that's gonna be really cool. History of Magic, even though I'm sometimes bad with dates, I really, really enjoy history and learning about things. And I just think that I would be really looking forward to learning about the history of the magical community and the history of magic. And so as kind of a history nerd, I think that I would be looking forward to that class a lot. I know those are both very different classes, but I'm honestly torn between which one I would want to, which one I would be looking forward to more. So question 6 is, your first weekend is here. Yay. Which do you spend your weekend doing? So there's 4 choices. Choice 1 is studying in the library. You can never study enough. Second choice is exploring the castle grounds with your new friends. Third is chilling in the common room playing chess. Or 4th, finding a cozy spot in the castle, read a book, and eat snacks that you brought. Honestly, these are all things that I'm sure eventually I would do, but my first weekend, I'm gonna be exploring those castle grounds with my friends. Not only is Hogwarts a awesome magical school, it's in a freaking castle. And I don't know about you, but I think castles are awesome and really cool. I've never been to one, and if I was suddenly going to a school in one, you can bet your ass I would be exploring the shit out of that place. And I'm sure too, like, it's the first weekend, so I've already been going to classes and stuff. I'm sure there's, I've got my normal little routes and stuff to class, but I'm sure there's little corridors I look down and things I've kind of seen from the window that I've been like, oh man, I really want to go check it out, but I've got classes, so I haven't been able to. So I'm definitely thinking that my first weekend I would be checking all of those places out and just like exploring. And I think that it would also be a really cool, it says with your new friends, so I think that would be a really cool like bonding experience with new friends to just go and have a freaking adventure. So question 7 is first week of class is now passed. Which class has become your best and which your worst? So I think that my best class would actually probably be Potions for a couple reasons. One, because it's the class that reminds me most of cooking, which I know it's not cooking, but I love to cook and I love the process of like creating things and putting ingredients together and making something from a variety of other things. Which Potions is, and also I imagine Potions to actually be a little closer to baking, in which measurements and figuring out the formula is a big part in I like science, so I feel like it's kind of a mashup of cooking and science in a weird way, and I just think that would be something that I would be good at. Hands down, worst class is the easiest. Hands down, it's gonna be flying, and I'll tell you why. I am terrified of being on things that I don't feel like stable. Like if my footing or the thing I'm standing on or the structure that I'm on feels at all unstable to me, my anxiety goes into overdrive. And so being on a freaking broom where I'm hovering in the air dependent on nothing but my skill, I guess, like I would be terrified. I would be terrified. Like, I would just be an anxious freaking mess because, yeah. So definitely that would be my worst class, hands down. So question number 8 is, it's the first Quidditch game of the year this Saturday, and it's between your house and its rival. So since I'm a Slytherin, it's Gryffindor Slytherin, so that's gotta be intense. But it says that I also have a potions test Monday, and I got 3 options. So option 1 is go to the game. Obviously, who cares about potions? It's probably not me. B, go to the game, but then make up time studying later. And then the third one is don't go, studying is way more important. I would go with the middle ground. I'm not gonna miss that first Quidditch game. Quidditch sounds awesome. Also, Gryffindor and Slytherin have a big rivalry. So I would definitely want to be showing up for that. Plus, it says that the game is Saturday and the test is Monday. I feel like there's plenty of time to study, especially if it's the first week. So I don't think that I would feel guilty going to the game because I'm a night owl. That's one of the reasons I named my channel Nocturnal Bookworm. I am up late a lot. And so I would just stay up late studying the rest of Saturday night, and it sounds like I would have all day Sunday as well. Like, I know I'd have other classes to do stuff for, but I just feel like going to that Quidditch game wouldn't take away from my study time that much. Okay, so question number 9 is, Christmas is here. Do you go home to your family, or do you stay at Hogwarts to be with your friends that also stay? So this one is just an open-ended question. So this one kind of depends on if I'm saying me as I am now or me as I would have been at 11. And what I mean by that is, like, now that I'm older, just my situation with my family, like, Christmas isn't really that big of a gathering holiday as it is. Like, and even when we do get together, we just kind of do something that one day, and then the rest of holidays is just kind of like separate ways. So I feel like if I went home in like today's mindset, I would just be kind of bored, and I'd rather, write letters to my family and exchange gifts that way, and see, I'm going to be seeing them over the summer, so I think I would be fine with that. However, 11-year-old me would definitely be going home, because when I was a kid, holidays, back when my grandfather was still alive, holidays were super, super big. We would get together all at my grandpa's house, and when I say we, I mean my parents, my 2 uncles, and all of my cousins. I am one of 10 grandchildren, so all of the cousins, and then sometimes my grandparents' friends would all get together at my grandparents' house and for Christmas. And so, like, there was a lot of traveling to do that, and then spending several days there, and just we would go to like the light park before or after, either after we got back from Houston or before we left. There were just a lot more activities and a lot more things and family time that was had when I was younger. So 11-year-old me probably would have been like, I'll go home. Like, that's what I would rather do. But current me, I guess, would be like, I'll just stay at Hogwarts, obviously. So yeah. So the final one is that Christmas is now over, but now it's time for exams. What becomes your go-to study spot? Is it on your bed in your dorm, best to be cozy, in your house common room, in the library, obviously, or in an empty classroom? I prefer to be alone. I know a lot of people say that they might get distracted by other people while studying, but I would imagine that in the common room there would be a lot of other students studying and possibly even studying together, and I feel like I would get less distracted if I was not on my own. I know there be a higher chance of other students studying in the library, but I just feel like the casual atmosphere of hanging out with my fellow Slytherins in the common room, since from what I understand you can see like out into the underneath of the lake, like the water sounds and the water sights, I feel like would be really chill and relaxing, and just, you know, if I have any questions on anything, I would have my fellow students help me out. So that would be what I would imagine that would be my like go-to study spot, and if I felt like I needed something a little bit more focused, I might go to the library. So that was my first year at Hogwarts tag. Thanks again to Vivi for tagging me. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm going to leave tag a couple of people in the description box below, because I'm not 100% sure who has done the tag that I might want to tag, but I will definitely let those people know. So yeah, if you like this video, please click that like button. I super appreciate it. If you want to see more videos from me, you can click subscribe. In the comments below, if you could let me know what your Hogwarts house is. I'm kind of curious what the Hogwarts house of everybody that watches my videos is. I think that'd be a really neat thing to see. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and or evening. Good night, bookworms.